And welcome back, everyone, to the Crypto Launch Protocol, covering all things Web3, crypto, NFTs, metaverse, and play-to-earn gaming. My name is Logan Hart, and in today's video, we're going to be talking again about Divine Anarchy NFT and going over some of the new changes to the voting and distribution system of the game, and then participating in Act 2 out of the 3 total acts for this season. So again, this is Act 2. If you haven't watched Act 1, you can do that right here, where I do go over more of the basic premise and core mechanics of the game. So thanks for stopping in, and let's go ahead and get into it. So just to go ahead and quickly recap a few of the basic points here. The main feature of the game is a participation in what's called the Divine Tribunal, where humanity will essentially vote to determine which faction, hero or nemesis, will be allowed to ascend. And what this means is for every Season 1 NFT that you hold, which is of the winning faction of all 3 votes, you will be airdropped a new ascended version of that character, which will be then used to participate in Season 2. As you can see, I have some of the artwork here for what ascended characters will look like. Personally, I think they're really nice. It does seem like essentially you'll be keeping some of the main features like your hairstyle, things like that, but say that your clothes and certain accessories will then sort of be upgraded or given a ascended version of it. These 2 are of the hero faction, which has this very heavenly, celestial kind of look to them, whereas the nemesis have a bit more of like a almost biomechanical look or transhumanist type of look, which I think is very interesting symbolically. So Season 1 is composed of 3 acts where 1,500 Ascension apples and 1,500 bad apples will be distributed independently of the final verdict, but not before. So Act 1 will distribute 500 Ascension apples, 500 bad apples. Act 2, 500 more of each, and so on and so forth. Then the final verdict of the votes from all 3 acts will automatically ascend all members, totaling 5,000, of that winning faction. And I'll break this down a little bit more in just a moment, so bear with me. But just to clarify, the apples are only for the winners and losers of each individual act, not the final ascension at the end of the 3rd. In Act 1, there was a contract error that distributed apples based on the holdings rather than how you voted. So the new rules moving forward, the verdict of each vote, meaning if you voted and your vote won or your vote lost, that will determine the type of apple you'll be eligible to receive. And then the number of Divine Anarchy held determines the number of chances you have to receive apples. So you'll only get a chance for Ascension Apple if you voted for the winning faction. Otherwise, you'll only have a chance at a bad apple. 1 chance per NFT held, regardless of faction. So if you vote with 8 Divine Anarchy on Nemesis and Nemesis wins, then you only have a chance at Ascension apples, and you would have 8 chances, 1 for each NFT that you hold. On the other hand, if you vote hero and hero loses, then you only have a chance at bad apples. Now keep in mind, all 3 acts will be happening regardless of the verdicts. So let's say if Nemesis won the first 2, there will still be a 3rd one. There is no like best 2 out of 3 or anything like that. This is to ensure that all 3,000 apples are distributed to holders. So if you believe that the other faction will win and you want to have a chance at getting an Ascension apple, you might want to vote for the other faction. By voting for the winning side, you still have a chance to get Ascension apples, even if you don't hold any of the winning faction. Also, since the end of Act 1, the neutral vote was also removed, so now there's only the option to vote for hero or nemesis. So hopefully that helps clarify some of the game mechanics. Personally, I found them a little bit confusing at first, but after reading and digging a little bit, it started to make a lot more sense. If you do have further questions or need more clarification, drop a comment below and either I will answer or I will find the answer. Now, if you did watch the last video, you'll remember that I actually did vote for Hero, but I did end up changing my vote after I recorded that, as I have 2 Nemesis and 1 Hero, so I just wanted to improve my odds. As you can see with the new voting mechanics, this actually won't matter because all of your votes are placed as equal chances based on the winning faction. And as you can see, even though I did vote for the winning side, because of the error of the first contract, I did actually end up receiving a bad apple. Now, whether or not I'm going to use that is still to be determined. A lot of it will depend on who actually wins the final act and the Ascension. But personally, I'd prefer not to burn one of my NFTs. So again, hopefully that clarifies a bit, and let's go ahead and jump into voting for Act 2. And again, this is the main map page where you can see there are a lot of different areas under development. Currently, only 2 are available, one being the bank, where you can view your NFTs, the apples that you own, and you can actually then utilize or consume your apples, which is currently actually deactivated until the end of the Act 3. This is to prevent anyone from preemptively using an apple. Say you ascend one of your characters, but then that faction ends up winning, well then you've kind of wasted your apple because they would have been ascended anyways. So they've deactivated this feature until the end, and the Divine Tribunal where the voting takes place. This is not just for the 3 acts, but will also be used for proposals involved in any of the future development of the game per the community. So as you can see here, Nemesis won. Ironically, that I had originally voted for Hero, then went back and changed my vote and ended up winning, but still did not receive an Ascension apple, but got a bad apple instead due to the contract error. So moving forward, that won't really be the case. It's either win or lose at that point. Now we can see that 6 of the 8 monarchs have already placed their vote. The Adan and Eva have placed their vote. These characters have massively more powerful votes than each individual citizen. And you can see that just a little over 1/3 of the total citizens have voted. And the deadline is actually tonight at midnight, so I don't expect this number to get too much higher. But close to half participation isn't too bad for an engaged community. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and vote Hero this time. As you can see, again, it does cast your vote unanimously based on the number of NFTs, not based on the factions that you hold. So if I vote Hero, all three NFTs will be counted as voting power towards Hero. So I do think that I'm going to switch it up a little bit and vote for Hero this time. Just have to confirm this transaction. And there you go. That's it. Simple as that. I could technically come back and change my vote as long as it's before midnight tonight, but I feel pretty good with my vote and I think I'm going to stick with that. So we will see how this plays out. To find out who wins this act, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. That way you'll get notified when I post my next video for Act 3, where I will reveal the winner of this act and cast my 3rd and final vote to see who will be moving on ascended to Season 2. So if you enjoyed the video, if you found it useful, please give me a quick like. It's free and it really does help more people see the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.